had a little confusion. First of all, on April Fool's Day, when the high school part of it burned down, that meant that everything was moved to the middle school, just about. And so when people started calling about the various things, I'd say yes and put it on the calendar, and yes and put it on the calendar. And about 3 weeks ago, I realized there was no space for the awards night. I'd given it away to everybody. So we tried to make arrangements with the band. We did, to have it then, and our baseball team did a great job and got the state tournament, so we wanted to honor them. And then Thursday night, we wanted to honor them again, so we moved it to today. And we're just trying to present the opportunity to honor our athletes, and we're real proud of all of them. Mr. Culpepper, would you give our invocation, please?
Lord, we are glad to have the opportunity to be here this afternoon. We ask that you watch over these children, growing young men and women as they leave the school. Watch over them and make sure that they do that which they should, play in sportsmanship manner, not only in sports but in life. I ask in Christ's name, amen.
Coaching staff would like to say a special thanks to the Booster Club for their help during the year. A lot of times while an event is going on, it's hard to see those people back there, and they're cooking the hamburgers and selling everything, supporting our athletes. They're there at an event an hour or 2 hours before it happens, and we certainly appreciate what they've done, and they support all of our athletics. And if it wasn't for our Booster Club, it'd be very hard for our coaches to function for what they do for us. Our fans, people just perform better when they have fans. And we appreciate all of our fans. And I want to say a special thanks to you parents. You're the ones that get your kids to practice, to the ball games. You're the ones that sits at home with them, and they'll come in and say, I don't know why I didn't get to play, or this, that, and other. And we certainly appreciate your support. Because if it was the parents, our athletic program would not exist. We have sometimes at our Booster Club meetings and things, we don't have many parents there, but it seems like every one of them that's called on to work or do whatever, they're always willing to do that, and we certainly appreciate that. We have a bunch of individuals, and just a few of them, James Cannon, Fred Davis, Virginia Burton, Tommy Morrison, Mona Harris, Jeff Haynes, Bruce Baker, Jenny Woods, Lucky Andrews, all the coaches' family, Wanda Fincher, and Mr. Yates and his family. There was one thing about Mr. Yates and his family, when it come time for the concession stand, you'd see a van pull up, and the wife and the girl gets out, and here come a truck, and Mr. Yates and one of the boys, and then here comes another truck, and it's another boy, and they just kept on going, and pretty soon the concession stand was full of Yates, and then the other parents would show up, so we knew it was always going to be well manned. We have some people we want to recognize today in our different things, and Coach Landreth has started off with the boys basketball program.
Okay, first of all, accomplishments that we had this year, we were 18-8. We were 10-2 in the conference, finished runner-up to Fordyce, a team that we split with during the double round robin, and then we were runner-up in the district tournament also to Fordyce. So I thought we had a real good season. We got on a real hot streak there at the end. We went over to the region and just didn't have a real good game, but you know, we had some kids that really weren't used to being, I don't think, in that situation a whole lot. At this time, I want to recognize those players that we have here. When I call your name out, if you'd stand up. Sophomore Scott Hobbs, and remain standing. Scott will be an 11th grader next year. He came off the bench and started for us some this year. I thought he did a real good job inside for us. It's difficult sometimes for a sophomore to compete against some of the bigger, older, stronger players in our conference and in our region. And I thought he did a good job of that. He had to have a lot of prodding on my part because he was not quite as strong as some of the people we were playing against. But nonetheless, I thought he did an excellent job, and he has worked hard this spring, and I'm confident he's going to work hard this summer. And he's already gotten stronger, and from what I've seen in the gym the last week, you know, I think he's really going to be a force for us inside. These players are going to be seniors next year. Scott Graham. Scott is another player that we're looking forward to some big things out of him next year. He'll be a senior, and we're going to count on him heavily inside. He's a very good jumper. He jumps well, and hopefully I think he's going to be a presence for us inside next year. Tucker Baker, he will be a senior next year. I probably keep Tucker confused because one day I watch him shoot from the perimeter and I tell him he's going to be a perimeter player, and then the next day I look at him and he's grown about 2 inches and I say, well, I'm going to make you a post player. So we haven't completely decided where we want to play Tucker. He's a very versatile player. He's got good outside skills, but also here he's shot up and grown. So I think he's going to be the type of player that we can play inside and outside. And then senior Jason Webb. Jason has played 3 years, has lettered for 3 years, was a consistent player for us inside. He brought a lot of experience on the floor when he was out there, and he did a fine job inside for us. And then we have senior Carlos Haney. Carlos was a starting guard for us this year. He did a real good job on the perimeter. We finally got somebody where we didn't have to have him handle the ball so much. When that happened, he got a lot better. I'm going to miss Carlos. He kind of kept things a little, I got mad at him an awful lot, but he kind of helped keep things loose, and we're going to miss his presence. We're probably going to have to buy a new VCR and a remote because he made one play over against Emerson in the Saratoga tournament that he keeps wanting to rewind and show everybody. But these kids, you know, they put in a lot of work and they sacrificed a lot, and I think it's an honor to be a member of an athletic team, and these kids have shown that they've got dedication and they've got discipline, and I'm very proud of them and very proud of their accomplishments. Please sit down. At this time, I want to give out a couple of awards. The first award I want to give is the Hustle Award, and this goes to a young man, and this is legitimately true because I have had few players that I have not seen loaf a little bit or take a shortcut in practice or something like that. This guy might have had some other things I had to get on to him about, but I tell you what, he always got after it, was full of energy. I'd say he was full of energy so much, I think after one game he did a flip cartwheel out there in the middle of the floor. So this guy was full of energy and was a real hard worker and gave the kind of effort that we needed, and was a real leader in that area. And the Hustle Award this year goes to senior Carlos Haney. Okay, the next award is the Kiwanis Academic Scholarship Award, and this goes to the senior with the highest grade point average. And I think that's an important award because we try to not only produce good athletic teams, but we also try to talk about the classroom and things in the classroom. And we want our players, and we want our players to truly be student athletes. And so I think this is a real important award because it's hard sometimes when you get in late from a game and you got a test the next day to study and keep up your academics. It's hard walking out of the gym or walking off the field and you know, you're tired and you want to go home and get something to eat to go to bed, but you go home and study. So I think this is a very important award, and this young man is very deserving. He exemplifies what we're looking for in a student athlete, and that is senior Jason Webb. Let's see, I thought I just had a couple. I got another award to give, and that is the Rotary Leadership Award. And this goes to a young man, although I don't think he is probably the most verbal guy around. You have to get you have to about shake him to get him to say something because he doesn't talk very much. But I think his actions speak very loud. This guy, you can look on his face and you can see the desire to compete and you can see the will to win on his face. And that right there shows a lot. And I know I'm not the only one to see it. I know this young man's teammates can see that also. This young man, we're going to look for big things out of him next year. I thought he was a very good leader this year. And next year, I think he's going to provide a lot of leadership for us also because I think we got a chance to be every bit as successful as we were this past year. So the Rotary Leadership Award goes to Jason Morrow. Also, I'm not sure if we have anything. I got a couple of packages here I'll get for you, but also Jason Morrow and Carlos Haney were all district this year, 7AA. Also want to, Coach Stamp was my assistant coach. I want to thank him and my manager, who's not here, statistician, one of the most important people on the team, James McHugh, and also my wife. I want to thank her for dealing with me when I had to coach, which is very difficult. Thank you.
We believe. That was two words that, as a team, that we said a lot this year. That was the motto that we stood behind, and you'll see that on the back of several of these T-shirts that the girls have on. This year's Wolverettes believed in a common goal. They believed they were destined for success, and they believed that they were the best team. And I've always been told that 99% of being is believing, and these young ladies believed that. Everyone, I guess, knew that we were supposed to be contenders in the district, contenders in the region, and contenders possibly in the state tournament. We returned 8 seniors this year. We returned 4 out of 5 starters from last year's team. Basically, with our chemistry, our preseason was not a rebuilding process, but more or less a continuation from last year. We had some fine-tuning to do, and the girls knew what we had cut out for us, and their work ethic, nothing ever let down. As the season progressed, we found ourselves with 2 tournament championships, the Murfreesboro tournament and the Saratoga tournament. And going into district, we had an 11-1 conference record, which seeded us to the semifinals. And in the semifinals, we played the Queen, went on to the finals to play Bismarck, and beat them, sending us to the regional tournament. The regional tournament, we played Vermont, beat them soundly, and then we had to face Star City again. And Star City was the team, as some of you know, that we beat in the regional finals last year. And I think they must have remembered that. We'd left a bitter taste in their mouth because they come out ready for us. And they beat us in the semifinals of the regional tournament, which meant we had one more game to play to seed us to the state tournament. And that game put us against Bismarck again for the 4th time this year. And we came out on top in that game and went to the state tournament. In the state tournament, we played Hoxie, was our first game. And Hoxie and Prescott had battled for 4th and 5th place in the rankings throughout the year in the Gazette. And so we knew that would be a good game, and we come out with a 69-65 overtime finish. And that sent us to the 2nd round of the state tournament. Very luckily, we got sent to the 2nd round. And in that game, we played Pulaski Academy, which was the team that beat us last year. And I thought possibly revenge might be on our side, but they returned the same players that they had from the year before, and were somewhat similar. The whole game was somewhat similar to the game that we'd seen the year before, and we went down in that game, which ended our season. It wasn't the fairy tale ending that we had hoped for, and it surely wasn't what we'd worked for. But the season as a whole, we finished with a 28-6 record, and that speaks highly, I think, of the girls and what they wanted to achieve. When our kids took the court, we didn't always have the most athletic, regardless of what a lot of people thought. We really didn't have the best athletes overall. I think that a lot of the work ethic, a lot of time that the kids spent in the gym, a lot of individual work that they did on their own, and just a lot of want to is what brought them as far as they made it. During the course of the season, we broke several records, team records. We had the most points scored in a season, which was 1,987, which beat last year's record. We had most points averaged in a game, 60.2. That was beating last year's record again. Best rebounding team, and most steals. Most steals, we had 321, which beat a record that stood for 12 years, 1984. I'm going to introduce the seniors, and as I call your name, I'm going to say a little something about you. And I'd appreciate if you'd stay standing, and when I get finished with the seniors, that everyone else would stand. I'll call your name. Casey Ammons. Casey's played for us for 3 years at the guard spot. Casey was a player whenever you needed a spark, whenever you needed something to happen, I knew I could put Casey in, and something was going to happen. I couldn't always tell you what was going to happen, but something was definitely going to happen. She made the game exciting, she played hard, she practiced hard, and Casey's one that truly loves the sport, and it was evident in everything she did on and off the court. Christy Martin. Christy's not here. Christy was a forward. She played for us for 3 years. Jennifer Adams is a post player who came to us from Spokane, Washington. She came in and she helped us during the end of the season. She was eligible from January on, and she came in and she was a nice surprise for us. Amber Arney, another post player. She played for us for 3 years. Lakeisha Stuckey. Lakeisha's played for 3 years. She played the point guard position. She was a very steady, very smooth player. Lakeisha was key in several of our games this year. She would come in and you could always count on her to do what was expected. She made good decisions with the ball. Her ball handling skills improved, and she was a great team leader. Keisha was always dependable. You could count on her and ready to step in and fill her role. Leslie Hines was a 2-year starter for us at the forward spot. Gladys Gully. Gladys started 2 years for us. She was named All-District, All-Region, All-Southwest Arkansas, and All-State this year. Gladys does a tremendous job for us under the goal, whether it be rebounding, scoring, defense, whatever it was that she needed to do. It and we were 20 points down, we called on Gladys to score for us. She'd come on and score as many as we needed to win the ball. Gladys was, I guess, probably the best post player we had in the district, and probably one of the best in the state this year. She had amazing hands. Some of the passes, for some of you that haven't watched our game, some of the passes that were tossed in there to her or chunked in there to her, believably she was able to come up with and somehow find her way to the goal with it. And she's definitely, her presence under the goal is definitely going to be missed next year. Tools and stuff that she's got. I know Gladys going on next year. She's going, some of you may not know, she's going on to play at junior college in Kansas. And I know she's going to be a great asset to their team. I'm sure she'll make us proud. Laura Culpepper. Laura's a 3-year starter at the forward spot. I was trying to think of what position she really played for us. And Laura, I guess during 3 years, she's probably played every position from point guard as little as possible, all the way up to post. Whatever we could use her at, she was willing to step in, and she'd always say okay, and she'd go out and give it everything she had. Laura's presence under the goal was always strong. She had a way of finding the basket regardless of who was between her and the goal or what was between her and the goal. She was going to get there, and she was going to find a way to shoot and a way to score. Laura's work habits were tremendous. I've never seen her come to the gym a day when she didn't come in there with her work face on, ready to go, and a lot to be said for that, and attributed to her success and to her going on and furthering her athletic career. And these 8 seniors that we've got, they've been fun to work with, and they've been very instrumental in setting the winning tradition that I hope will carry on for the next few years. But I could talk on and on about this bunch, and I've had them. Sean Fellows, post. Mandy Cox, forward. Jessica Hildebrand, 2-year starter at point guard. Sophomores, Jessica Hendricks is the post player. Melissa Beaver, post. Stacy Stockton started her sophomore year and was named All-District, All-Area, and was named All-Arkansas, All-Sophomore, honorable mention to the All-Arkansas team. And we also had a freshman come in and join us here at the end of the season for the district, the regional and state tournament. Tracy Graham came in and helped us at point guard, and we expect to see a lot from her next year. 3 young ladies that helped us out quite a bit this year: April Glass, Cindy Greenwood, and Dean Jarvis. They first, and you can pick these up after the banquet. Just stand as I call your name, because some of you have several. Just stand, and you can pick them up afterwards. Laura Culpepper. Laura received a certificate for most total rebounds in a season, which was 284. That's a new record, breaking the old record of 279. She also has most offensive rebounds in a season, which is a new record at 109. Most defensive rebounds in a season, 175. And most steals in a season, which was 76, breaking the old record set in 1984 of 66. Laura was named All-District, All-Region, All-Southwest Arkansas, and All-State, and she was also a 2-year team captain. Gladys Gully. Gladys receives a certificate for the most 2-point field goals made in a season. Best field goal percentage at 58.9, breaking her own record from last year at 58.3. She was named All-District, All-Region, All-Southwest Arkansas, and All-State. Stacy Stockton. Stacy received a certificate for the most points scored in a season, which was 483, breaking the old record of 409. Highest scoring average in the season at 14.6, again setting another record. Most free throws made in a season at 107. We had a 3-way tie for the highest sophomore grade point average, and Stacy was one of them. She was named All-District, All-Area, and the All-Arkansas Sophomore Team Honorable Mention. Stacy was also elected as team captain this year. Jessica Hildebrand. Jessica received a certificate for most assists in a season at 120, breaking the old record of 98 set back in 1984. She has the highest junior grade point average. She was named All-District and All-Region. Leslie Hines, she will get a certificate for best three-point percentage, most three-pointers in a season, best free throw percentage at 77.3, and she was all district. Jessica Hendricks. Jessica will receive a certificate for highest sophomore grade point average. Alyssa Beaver. Alyssa will get a certificate for the highest sophomore grade point average and most improved sophomore. Mandy Cox. Mandy receives a certificate for most improved junior. Okay, the major awards that I have, as I call your name, I'd like for you to come up here and receive your award. The Wolverine Award is an award that goes to a girl who's participated in 2 or more sports. This young lady participated in basketball, softball, and tennis this year. She's always worked hard to be the best, and she's always been proud to be a Wolverine. She's always made us proud. I'm sure that she'll continue to do so next year as she goes on to wear maroon and gray for the Henderson Lady Reddies. This Wolverine Award goes to Laura Culpepper. The Rotary Leadership Award goes to someone who is a leader both on and off the court. This young lady has represented Prescott very well in several sports this year. She was the one who never missed practice. Matter of fact, I don't know if she missed a day of practice in the 3 years that I've been here. She never was too sick to work hard. She never was hurt. She never had an excuse for making a mistake. There's not many, I know there's not many like her, and she may not have seen as much time on the court as the others, but she never failed to stand tall amongst the best. I could go on and on about her. She's truly one of the best to ever come out of Prescott. With her leadership skills, she's sure to make the world a better place. The Rotary Leadership Award goes to Lakeisha Stubbs. The Kiwanis Scholastic Award goes to the senior with the highest grade point average. This award goes to Laura Copeland. The Defensive Award, again this year, was hard for me to choose, even after looking at stats. Usually the stats will kind of help you see the light a little better, but everything was so close. This one young lady was a very smart defensive player, quick on her feet. She never slacked on defense. She was very instrumental on our press, and she was second. She was second in steals for our team. This award goes to Jessica Hildebrand. Most Improved Award goes to a young lady who not only improved greatly this year, but over the course of her 3 years here. She made major strides in her shooting percentage, making her a definite menace to her opponents. Someone had to be in her face at all times if she was going to pop a three. Most of her improvements, though, I thought this year came through defense and through rebounding, something she had to work hard at, and finally realized her importance by mid-season. Her improvements this year made a major difference in the success of our team. And this award goes to Leslie Hines. The next award is the Hustle Award. And to me, this award has got to be the most important award, so I saved it for last. This goes to the person who works hardest, who busted every day, who, whether it be game day, whether it be practice, whether it be just coming up here on the weekend, this kid's going to go at it, and she's going to go at it to beat you. She's not going to come in second place. She's not going to be happy finishing second. When she leaves the floor, she leaves her heart, her soul, everything she's got on the court, and you know that she's been there. She's a true winner, and the best thing about it is she's only a sophomore. This award goes to Stacy Stockton. accolades, the awards for girls basketball. We're looking forward to another successful year next year. We've got 2 starters returning, 3 upperclassmen coming back, and a pile of 9th graders who know what it takes to be great.
There's not very many tracksters here, and I want to recognize the ones that are here. I think I see Heath Gimmons out there. Would you please stand and call your name? Mentioning he is a good pole vaulter, and he set a school record in the pole vault, and he also was High Point award man for this year, Jason Marley.
Okay, tennis. We'll talk about tennis and golf. I'll do tennis first. And senior Laura Culpepper. Juniors, Jessica Hendricks. Move on from tennis. A couple other things I want to say is Jennifer Madlock was a student coach, and she's not here today, but want to show my appreciation to her. She was a big help. I think we've practiced tennis more this year than we've had. She was a big help in that. I want to thank her. Also, I want to recognize the doubles team of Stacy Stockton and Tracy Graham. They advanced to the second round in the state tennis tournament and played very competitively. The team that they lost to was the eventual state champions. As a matter of fact, they were up 5-4 and 3-0. They had 3 set points, triple set point in the first set to win the first set. So they're young, a 9th grader and a 10th grader, so we're expecting big things out of them in the next couple of years. And Scott Graham in singles, he also advanced to the second round. So I think these individuals in the state tournament did a very fine job. Okay, golf. The members of the golf team that are here, when I call your name out, if you would please stand. Tucker Baker, Jared Yates. Okay, I believe that's all that we have here. Go ahead and give these young men. We finished 6th in the district tournament. We were 1-1 in matches played. We won our first match this year against Amity and Glenwood. So, of all of these golfers, or the majority of our golfers were juniors and sophomores, so we look for them coming back and look to be having a better season next year in golf.
Today, for Coach Crow, he couldn't make it today. He was unable to be here because of a wedding shower in his fiance's hometown in Rising, and he was sorry he couldn't make it today. I do want to talk about some young men that had an excellent season this year. Their season, they won 12 games and lost 6. They finished the regular season district standings in 3rd place. It says it's the highest since 1993. Played in the finals of the district tournament for the championship for the 2nd year in a row and the 2nd time in school history. Went to the state tournament for the 2nd year in a row, and he's got here for the 2nd time in school history. But I don't know if that's right or not. I think when I played, we played in the state tournament, but that's what he's got. They won 2 games in the state tournament for the first time in school history. Came within 2 outs of playing for the state championship. This year's seniors won more games in 3 years combined than any other previous group of seniors. Records that were set in 1997, most runs scored, Al Johnson tied with the fourth most ever. Most hits, Al Johnston had the fifth most ever. Most doubles, Al Johnston tied for second most ever. Most home runs, Al Johnston and Jason Webb tied for the most ever. Most walks, Al Johnston and Ben Jones tied for most ever. Most runs batted in, Al Johnston, the most ever. Sounds like Al Johnston's having a good year in baseball. Highest batting average, Al Johnston had the fourth best ever. The highest on base percentage, Jamie Williams. He had the third highest ever. The most pitching wins, Ross Kelly, tied for the most ever. Some career records that he would like to mention. The most runs scored, Jamie Williams, Jim Stockton, Ben Jones had the most ever. The most hits, Ben Jones had second most ever, Jamie Williams third most ever. Most doubles, Al Johnston and Jamie Williams had the second most ever. Most home runs, Al Johnston and Jason Webb had the second most ever. Most walks, Ben Jones tied for the second most ever. Jamie Williams tied for the fifth most ever. Most runs batted in, Al Johnston and Jamie Williams have the most ever. I'm going to try to do this, and if I fail to recognize one of y'all. The letterman for this year are Tucker Baker. I know he's here. I saw him. Would you please stand if I call your name? Remain stand. Let's remain stand. I'll get the whole list of it. Ross Kelly, he's a senior, 3-year letterman. Ryan Ellis, junior, 1-year letterman. Mike Fountain, junior, 1-year letterman. Heath Gamage, junior, 1-year letterman. Brett Jordan, get you this time, buddy. He's a junior, 2-year letterman. Brock Jordan, he is a junior, 2-year letterman. Jason Kisseborough, he's not here. Jim Stockton, he's a senior, 3-year letterman. Jason Webb, senior, 3-year letterman. Jamie Williams, senior, 3-year letterman. Jared Yates, sophomore, 1-year letterman. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Maybe see. We have certificates that you can pick up after the program, but I'm wanting to announce the winners of these different categories. Most of you know probably who the winner is, but anyway, I'm going to announce it. Most runs scored, Al Johnston with 21 runs scored this year. Most hits, Al Johnston, he had 22 hits this year. Most extra base hits, Al Johnston with 12 extra base hits. Most home runs, Al Johnston and Jason Webb, they both tied with 3 home runs apiece. Most walks, Al Johnston tied with Ben Jones with 16 walks. Most runs batted in, Al Johnston, he had 24 RBIs. Highest batting average, Al Johnston, with a batting average of 423. Highest on base percentage, Jamie Williams with a 667. Most pitching wins was Ross Kelly with 9. This year, receiver certificate for all districts 7AA will be Ross Kelly, Al Johnston, Jim Stockton, Jason Webb, and Jamie Williams. Ross Kelly will also receive a certificate for All-State in Class 2A All-State. Ross will also receive a certificate of guess this is the Arkansas High School Baseball Association's All-Star team. That All-Star game will be played in Fayetteville this coming Friday night, Friday night and Saturday afternoon. So possibly attending that. Now we can get on to what I coach and the group that I have directly.
Academics along with athletics, and every year they send out active scholar awards to high schools, and along with that we have a letter from Mr. Will Hott. He's the Department of Education chairman. Cindy, Sammy Loudermilk got one. Sam Marlowe, Sam here. Sam, Jimmy Stockton. Jim, let me get your. Girls, Shannon Chambliss, Leslie Hines, Laura Culpepper, Comanita Harris, Lakeisha Stuckey, I think it's very important to recognize these people because they have chosen to make the grade point and have the leadership ability and the character that the Activities Association wanted to acknowledge. The last one I have before we present our senior plaques is, I'll read you the plaque. Mike Yates. Mike, would you come up here, please? In appreciation for all your support to the Prescott Athletic Department, without people like you, we will have a difficult time providing all the things we do for our athletics. People like you are an asset to your organization and to our program. Thank you very much. Our seniors that are here, we're going to call you up one at a time, and we'd like to present your senior plaque to you. Seniors are the backbone of any program. The other classes are very important, but we think it's very important for our seniors to go through our program. We're going to recognize the seniors that have been in our athletic program for 3 years. If we overlooked anyone, please let us know. By the way, on any of the plaques, if there's any misspelling or anything, let us know and we will take care of it. Laura Culpepper. Laura played basketball 3 years, was captain 2 years, all district 2 years, all region 2 years, all state 1 year, all Southwest Arkansas 2 years, played tennis 3 years, softball 2 years, and track 1 year. A very busy young lady. Next senior is Gladys Gully. Gladys played basketball 3 years, was all district 2 years, all region 2 years, most valuable player in the region 1 year, all state 2 years, all Southwest Arkansas 2 years, and participated in track 1 year. Kelly Ashbrook. Kelly was a cheerleader for 3 years. She played tennis for 3 years. She played softball 1 year, and during that year, she was the most improved player. Lakeisha Stuckey. Lakeisha played basketball for 3 years. She participated in track for 3 years. She was all district in track 2 years and played softball 2 years. Lakeisha Stuckey. Casey Ammons. Casey played basketball 3 years, softball 2 years, tennis 2 years, and participated in track 1 year. Casey Hammond. Boys, Carlos Haney. Carlos played basketball 3 years. He was all-district in basketball, and he participated in track 1 year. Ross Cowley. Ross played football 3 years, played baseball 3 years. He was all-district in baseball, all-state in baseball. He's playing in the Arkansas High School Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Game. Ross Kelly. Jamie Williams. Jamie played football 3 years. He was all-district in football. He played baseball 3 years. He was all-district in baseball, and he was in track 1 year. Jamie Williams. Jimmy Stockton. Jimmy played baseball 3 years. He was all-district in baseball, and he played football 1 year. Jimmy Stockton. Jason Webb. Jason played basketball 3 years, played baseball 3 years. He was all-district in baseball, and he played football 1 year. Jason Webb. Are there any seniors we overlooked that participated in 3 years? Laura?
Oh, this is kind of long, but it's been 7 years and as short as I can make it. For the past years, Gladys, Leslie, Amber, Christy, Lakeisha, and Casey, we have all shared so much together. Jennifer came to us this year, and almost immediately it seemed like she'd been here since the 7th grade. The 8 of us have cried together, laughed together, hurt together. Man, have we ever griped together and at each other. We have won a lot and lost a lot, even though we never liked to. In 7th grade, we started athletics with about 30 other girls. Coach Nasir was our coach, and he told us everyone wouldn't make it. And of course, like always, he was right. Every year, the number got smaller and smaller. I wonder how many times we had to do jump ropes and partner shooting. Man, we hated partner shooting. We just wanted to get it a goal and shoot. But maybe that's why Leslie Hines could stand behind the three-point arc and hit one any time with anyone in their face. In the 8th grade, we finally got uniforms. We loved them, even though the shorts were very short. We thought we were special, especially the ones of us who got to dress out with the 9th graders. When we finally got to the 9th grade, we started playing games regularly. We thought we were awesome. We were the Blavis tournament champs, and we got to the semifinals of the district tournament. We were also district runners-up in track. This is the year when Gladys hurt her knee. Amber almost got into more than one fight. We had a lot of student coaches before our freshman year, but this year we had a really mean one. She always told on us, and she even made us run one day. We couldn't stand her, really. Remember she told on us one time for acting silly, and Coach Nasir came back and made us act silly for 9 minutes before acting serious for 9 more? It broke our hearts for Coach Nasir to leave, because we all loved him, but it was not half as bad as we felt when we found out our former student coach, who was so mean, got the coaching job. Some of us swore we were quitting because we refused to play under her. I'm not naming any names, but you all know who you were. We were all very nervous about becoming Wolverettes, but we made the transition well. This was a very difficult year for us because we were playing on a team with 8 seniors. Therefore, a lot of us didn't see much time on the court, but we all stuck it out. It turned out that our new coach, Coach Butler, wasn't that bad. We even grew to love her eventually. But man, did she ever make us run. And we weren't accustomed to running like this. We had never even heard of net jumps or foot fire before. I swear it must be illegal to run as many line drills in one day as we did. All year, Coach Butler looked like a balloon. We thought she was going to have Dayton more than once right there on the court. We almost won as many games as we lost this year, but this didn't satisfy us. So, our junior year, we decided we had to do better. We finally got Gladys back, thank goodness. Preseason was so difficult, again. We still ran and ran, knew we ran some more. By now we were so sick of the word go. But our hours of work and dedication definitely paid off when we won the district and regional tournaments. We got put out in the quarterfinals of the state tournament by Pulaski Academy. This was hard, but we were so surprised and proud to be there, I think we were all satisfied. But the next year was a different story. We came back with basically the same team this year. Therefore, we came back with much higher goals for ourselves, and I think everyone else had the same goals for us. We lost our first game to Hope, and this put us back in our place really quick. We won the Murfreesboro tournament and the Southwest Arkansas Invitational tournaments. In the finals of the Southwest Arkansas tourney, where we played Garden. I don't think it ever feels any better to beat somebody than it does Garden. This season flew by, and before we knew it, it was district tournament time. We won district again, and this made us back-to-back district champions. Disappointingly, we got beat in the regionals, but for the first time, 4 teams from every region got to go to state. We barely got past Hoxie in the first round before losing to Pulaski Academy again in the second. This game was a tearjerker because it was our last game as Wolverettes, and for 6 of us, our last game ever. We have all become such good friends. Even though we don't all hang out together all the time, if any one of us ever needs help, there are 7 others to back us. I'll miss every one of you guys very much because you are all special people. Casey, I'll miss your loud mouth that was never afraid to tell something to anybody, and I'll also miss your hustle. Man, Casey, you can pester somebody to death on or off the court. I'll miss Leslie because she had lots of natural ability. She could be in the gym, out of the gym all summer long and outshoot me hands down the first day she was back. She was never late, even though we always thought she was going to be because she'd show up at 7:25 for a 7:30 practice. Gladys, you're awesome, and I'm glad you're going to play in college. I miss playing against you every day in post inside, and I'm going to miss playing with you inside the paint because you always knew where I was at and I always knew where you were going to be too. But I'm sure none of us would miss getting rejected by you. We'll all miss Christy and her smile. She stuck it out for 6 years. There's no telling how many games before she won. Stuckey, you've been a role player. You were a great example to us all because you never griped like the rest of us. We'll all miss Amber. We're glad she made it. She survived all 6 years. Sometimes we wonder whether she would or not, but we sure are glad she did because it never would have been the same without her. Jennifer, you didn't join us until this year, but I'll miss you just the same. You fit in so well with us. You hung in there till second semester and helped us out a lot. Together, I believe the 8 of us are a great group of people as well as a great group of Wolverettes. I believe we have set examples, traditions, and expectations for future Wolverettes in and out of the gym. We are all moving on now, but we will never forget each other. We all owe so much to our parents, relatives, fans, managers, and especially the younger Wolverettes and Coach Butler for helping us make our years at PHS Wolverettes memorable. So thanks.
As we gather for the last time as Curly Wolves, we have many memories that will stay with us throughout our lives. We want to thank all of the coaches for sticking with us throughout the years. Coaching must be one of the hardest jobs around. It has to be hard putting all of the different personalities together so we could gel as a team. They have done the best they could. They have gotten everything out of us they can, and we respect them for that. Hopefully we will carry these teachings with us throughout the rest of our lives. As we look back through the years, we have done pretty well together. The first year with Coach Landers was a rocky one, but the guys hung in there all season, even though we only won 1 game. Personally, it was a tough experience losing every game, night in and night out, but we turned it around the next year. We all need to learn to win, but most importantly, how to lose. I know that year we all wanted to win a little more. My most memorable and enjoyable times were playing baseball these past 2 seasons. Last year we made the state tournament for the first time in school history, and this past season we came back and made it again. We were 3 outs from making the state championship game, but came up a little short. We have nothing to be ashamed of. We did the best that we could, and that's all we can ask of each other. I have enjoyed playing with this group of guys, and I'm going to miss them. When times were tough, we never gave up, and we stuck together. Most of the time we came out on top. I think this is one of the best group of athletes to ever come through this school, and we have brought Prescott alive. I want to wish each of these guys the best in whatever they choose to do. I think I can speak for all of us when I say we are going to miss being Carly Lewis. Thank you.
I'd like for all the seniors to come up front, please. You're going to lead us in the alma mater, and then Lakeisha will give the benediction. All seniors, please.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all here today. And thank you for these great seniors you have blessed these coaches with. Please keep us safe as we travel home. Give us enough where we have been. In your name.